The energy that I'm tapping into right now has something to do with the fire element. And I don't know if this is connected to, say, for example, fire element zodiac signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I don't know why it was so hard for me to bring them to mind off the top of my head. Maybe this is even about the sort of elemental aspect of fire, because as soon as I said off the top of my head, I was seeing like fire on the top of the head, somebody who's hot-headed. Maybe this is about the emotion of anger, rage, or it's something that's caged up inside of you that wants to come out. For example, in action, fire can represent that masculine energy of wanting to do something. I'm hearing hitting the ground running. So this could be the initiation or starting point of a project, a new state of thinking, an initiation into a different level or scale of knowledge or embodiment of that knowledge, the wisdom through the experience, and the action necessary or required for you to get there. So today's reading is brought to you by the element of fire. And no, it's not sponsored, but I feel like the fire energy is so prevalent right now that I just can't ignore it. So let's acknowledge the fire in the room and let's do the reading. So as usual, I haven't really planned anything out. I'm just going to freestyle, free flow with whatever messages want to come through. I think let's start with the Woodland Warden's deck. So today we're not going to be doing too much in terms of research, I don't think, or synchronicity reports. This is more of like an actual energy reading, although they all are. It's just different styles that I do. So let's take a look and see. We have the cat and lavender with independence. So this feels kind of like that Aries energy. Aries goes first. Fire sign energy itself can be even a little bit more independent. The hound and pair loyalty. So that's interesting that these two are 222, right as I held this up, that these two are coming out like that, because even the number 2 and synchronicities about 2 can be about relationships. And okay, I just heard finding a middle ground between loyalty and independence. And it's literally a dog and a cat, I just realized as well. Finding the middle ground between feminine and masculine energy, or between water and fire, could be significant as well. Okay, this is really random and weird, but usually when spirit brings things through like this, it's very specific. It could be symbolic, but it could also be like a sort of a synchronicity that's very unique to someone. I'm hearing do the stanky leg. So, sometimes I sit here trying to be all professional and then spirit will bring through something like that and I'm just like, okay. But then when I see them do stuff like that for me, it seems random, but it's not. It's like there's that message will hit for whoever it's for. So they said do the stanky leg. I am noticing that one of his legs is up. And he's holding his paw up. I have been seeing references to crutches and like holding the leg at a certain angle because there's been an injury of some sort. Okay, so crutches and loyalty. The hound and the pair, again, pair like 2 people. So this could be a message that's regarding like maybe how to balance energy in exchange, or in how you connect to someone of importance here. They could be fire sign, you could be fire sign, nobody could be fire sign. It could just be the element of the energy that you're working with. They want me to go back in with this again. Okay. Whoa. As I picked it up, one shot out. Romance. Oh, okay. The Finch and Peach romance. All right. So I don't really choose to do love readings or love messages, but I guess fire can have to do with romance and passion, like a fiery kind of maybe even sacral type of vibe. I'm seeing the core of the peach and the pit or the seeds of the pear. So what's in the center? Maybe this is about getting to the heart, opening up to romance again, balancing independence and loyalty in a romantic relationship. But this could be talking about, in broader terms, kind of the dynamic within the relationship, or that is being triggered within you in regard to some kind of romance, whether it's present or not, and how to work with the core of this energy at the heart. I'm hearing material essence or material being. Something about form is significant as well. Form and shape. Okay, let's see what else we have. The bat and hellbore intuition. Maybe being able to listen to your intuition helps you to get to the heart of the matter and know what to do with the energy, because you're able to feel into the form and the shape. Maybe there's something here in the shadow that the intuition is pointing you to. That's like a fire underneath you or this relationship, or in regard to romance, that you can feel but not necessarily see. We have the turtle and coriander satisfaction. The squirrel and chestnut preparation. Both of these have hard shells, at least the chestnut and the squirrel. It's reminding me of like a hard outer shell. Maybe this is preparation from the past, preparing that shell. I'm hearing the word pretending, and it's like preparing that shell. Maybe it's a pretended shell of who you are to prevent the heart from being, weirdly, I just heard the word harvested, and they're showing me fruit being picked off a tree. Okay. Yeah, the skunk and magnolia protection. Maybe your intuition is protecting you in romance because people have tried to steal the heart out from underneath you, or the fire from your, I was going to say eyes, but then I heard loins, like the spark in your eyes, you know, your life force. Loins, so yes, something to do with sacral chakra. And bonds or connections in love. I'm still not getting a clear read on whether this is like what this is. Okay, the quail and gooseberry anticipation, and the bear and cedar leadership. Anticipating needing to take some kind of action in regard to your own independence and what it is that you want, and having to step up in a big way in regard to self-protection in some way. I don't know who this reading is for. On the bottom, we have the moth and eucalyptus and ending. So this may be the ending of a significant romantic relationship, or a particular type of dynamic or relational cues I'm hearing. What do you mean by that? Relational cues? Okay, Spirit said relational cues, they're saying the word damage, that pinpointed or triggered wounded parts of the self. And it's like there's been anticipation, perhaps, in a particular relationship that this would happen again. And it's like a matter now of deciphering, is it my intuition telling me to put up my guard, to prepare for the worst, to have an outer shell that is hard, that can't be penetrated, to go it on my own and do exactly what I need to do? Or, no, yeah. I was going to say or, and it was just like, nope. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. And the loyalty to me here feels like loyalty to the self, in the sense that you are protecting yourself at all costs. So I'm hearing hardships and hard road. Romance, in romance, maybe, yeah. This may have been, if this resonates for whoever this is for, there may have been a real slow pace to seeing healthy relationships in your life come through. You may have, I'm hearing duck and cover. It feels like almost getting underneath something. Yeah, I just split the deck and we've got the sheep and blackberry with devotion. Devotion. Lamb to the slaughter. Oof, I don't like this energy, but I'm not really sure. There's something about internal, maybe this is fears that we're talking about. If this isn't something that's physically manifesting or that's literally playing out or taking place, this could be because introspection and ending, communication, and dreams are all also here. And it kind of feels to me like this may be fear that's cropping up or manifesting, or that's being inspired. And instead of pushing that away, I feel like it's kind of trial by fire. It's being able to walk through this fire of transmutation. The inspiration of the fear is actually a gift, I'm hearing. I wanted to ask why. And I'm hearing, where's the beef? They're literally showing me hamburgers being grilled on a barbecue. And I'm seeing like the sizzling of the fat and the crisping of that, the tender patty. Okay, I just heard wolf in sheep's clothing. What the heck? Somebody is very ingenious about how they rope you in or trap you. Like they lull you into a false sense of security. They get you to let down your guard even if your intuition is telling you that you should keep that shell up. But the fear is still a gift. And this is where the message is kind of confusing me a little bit, is because I'm not sure, is this unfounded or unwarranted fear? Or is there actually something going on here? And I heard both. Okay. So it's like, what do you mean both? The fear is unmotivated, or maybe this shows up as a lack of motivation, your energy being sapped or drained in some way in a particular relationship, and feeling like you constantly need to defend yourself or put up walls, either shutting down or becoming too aggressive in self-defense. I'm hearing self-protection is number one. But there's still something here that I'm not getting clarity on from spirit, because they're saying it's both. Like, is this person, if this is a literal other person that we're talking about, a lot of my readings are very internally focused and self and other become blurred, and it's really all about the one self. But there's something about projection going on here from this person, like they're projecting an ideal or dream reality to you, or an ideal or dream version of the person that you want them to be. And they're kind of trying to step into or play that role to shift into that before your eyes so that you're lulled into a false sense of security. But if your intuition is telling you that something is off, pay attention to that. And protect yourself as you need to. Maybe this is about setting boundaries, protecting your own energy, setting limits on what you will accept or what you even expect or attach to. Could be part of it as well. But they keep saying that the fear is a gift of some kind. I'm hearing sore spot. It's like it's a sore spot that, oh, okay. They said that needs to be exposed. So it's a sore spot that needs to be exposed. And spirit is helping you to manifest through this. That's what they're showing me. What do you mean? Like you're going to manifest clarity. I'm hearing self-trust and self-worth through the awareness of, ooh, such a touchy subject. I really don't actually like this reading, but it is what it is. I got to do my job. They're saying feeding patterns, manifesting awareness of feeding patterns. Maybe this is like narcissistic abuse patterns, gaslighting. Maybe this person or people in your past, if this is something that occurred prior, just coming up for review again or something like that. Maybe this is where there have been people who did not respect your boundaries, who took from you. And I just heard unannounced and unbidden. Like you didn't welcome them in, but they just came and took anyway. Or they manipulated you into letting them in and then came and took. Or in some cases, you offered yourself up on a silver platter because you were beguiled. I'm hearing beguiled into believing that they were something that you really wanted. But I'm hearing what's the matter? What's the matter? And I'm being directed to the archetypes deck. This is such a weird reading. What's the matter? What's the matter here? Ooh. Okay. It flipped like a chunk flipped out, and it's the Lover right there. What's this poking out? The Castle? The Castle? And the Maiden. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. The Maiden, it's like coming out in chunks. It's coming out in chunks. So like there's a bunch of cards here. I'll look at those in a second. There's 2 here. And then underneath of that chunk was the Shapeshifter. So this person feels like they're very sly fox energy, bit of trickster. Like they'll come in and they'll try to get you to see them in the way that best serves their purpose. So they're trying to get something from you, or they tried to get something from you, if this is in the past. The Maiden, the Comic, and the Flame. Okay, well, I had a feeling that the Flame was going to come out because, this one, the Flame. Because this was actually the inspiration for the reading. Yeah. Fire, right? I feel like what Spirit is recommending here is some deep introspection, because the fire, I just heard the fire soothes. The fire soothes. Okay. I was going to say that there's something about like looking into the flames, being mesmerized by that flame, that can allow you to transcend. It's a form of scrying. Tritaka, that's actually what this card talks about in the guidebook. Fire scrying. But I also feel like there's a warning in this about like a moth to a flame. Don't go willingly into that dark night. Because we had that moth here, right? The moth and the flame. Oh my God, that's what I have to call this reading, isn't it? Shit. This is not for everyone. This reading is really not for everyone. So please, if you don't know what I'm talking about, or this doesn't apply to you, or you're in a relationship that seems fine and your intuition hasn't told you anything, and you just watch, like, no, no. If this reading is for you, you're going to be like, I knew it. I've been feeling this and been seeing so many synchronicities, and this is just confirmation. Okay. So I just want to like disclaimer. That's why I don't like doing love readings, because they hit a little too close to home. But the moth and the flame, self-protection and boundaries are really at the heart. I keep saying heart, are at the heart of this matter. And being able to look deeper so that you can feel and truly, I'm hearing assist who? Oh, the inner maiden. The maiden is like that damsel in distress. At least that's the vibe I'm getting from this card right now. The damsel in distress. Hanged man energy. Like, help me. And that other person, male or female, comes in and serves I just heard surrogate role, serves a surrogate role to help you out of some kind of a sticky situation. But what you're actually meant to do here is learn to protect yourself and not need that protection per se from others. It's fine to receive protection if you need it, but I feel strongly like the protection needs to come from within. And this is why the message is coming out, or this is why, if you resonate with this, you've been drawn to this reading, or this is why this relationship has come in to trigger this. So the lover here, oh wow, look what's underneath that, the self. The lover and the self. And they kind of even look similar with this gem in the center and then these radiating lines out. So it's kind of like this lover is mirroring or projecting yourself back at you. So you're seeing all these wonderful qualities, but you're really only seeing yourself. So they're showing you a golden heart. That's because you have a golden heart. Now, underneath that, we have the womb, the heart, and the thread. I literally just said golden heart. And I was mentioning the womb, sacral chakra. That's what that is. So the womb and the heart are involved here. And this thread, it's like a karmic line that is between you and this other person. Or there could be an actual cord of attachment at the heart or at the sacral chakra, making it difficult to let go or to identify yourself versus them clearly. I keep hearing getting to the heart of the matter. There's something about getting to the heart, and they're showing me the peach pit and the pear seeds again. Seeds at the heart, seeds at the core. Yeah, this person is wearing a mask. I mean, like, look at these two images. There's a cat, but it's a mask. And underneath of that cat mask, maybe it's a dog or a wolf. Dogs and cats don't have to be enemies. I've seen many dogs and cats who are like best friends, and they get along very well. But the energy I'm getting here is somebody who's a player, female or male. And I don't mean player as in sexually promiscuous, although that could also be the case. I mean player as in they are playing a game. They're playing a game to see what they can get out of you. Whether it's secrets, information, energy, time, your love, your manifestations, you taking your manifestations from you by siphoning your power through your wounds. Ooh. And you're this maiden in the castle. Maiden in the castle, waiting for, I just saw an image of Shrek. Like Shrek going and rescuing Fiona from the tower, and he has to fight the dragon, and it's not who she was expecting at all. Oh, and Fiona shapeshifts at night too. And I just heard fealty to the realm, and yeah, we're talking about loyalty here. So loyalty, what are you loyal to? What is this other person loyal to? I think that's a big question here. And you might feel called to introspect on that, because there's something that needs to be questioned here. There's something that needs to be seen. There's an open vulnerability that's being methodically exploited. I don't like this message. I really don't like this message. I'm hearing do your due diligence. Do your due diligence. Explore the triggers, explore the wounds, explore the intuition, explore the red flags. Now, this doesn't mean be paranoid. It doesn't mean shut out people who are being genuine with you. It means trust your gut. It means trust your instinct. It means if you feel like something is wrong, it most likely is. And we've got the Page of Cups. I heard insights beheld. And the Ten of Cups. Insights beheld, maybe about your personal happiness, your family. I just heard flights of fancy. Flights of fancy, and then they just showed me the moth flying into the flame. I'm hearing the word delulu. Flights of fancy in romance that have led you straight into the dragon's mouth, or straight into the flame, or straight into the wolf's den, or whatever this is. Not in a good way. Yeah, Seven of Cups. There's the delulu energy. Okay. But why? Ace of Swords. And you're going to see. Okay, I'm hearing practice intuition. We also have 10 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So something about family could have been involved here as well. You may have been primed for this, conditioned for this. Something about the four walls of the home. Hearth matters, they're saying. Hearth matters. This could have been that if this is resonating, you could have been raised in a home, for example, where you were gaslit a lot, or your parents were narcissistic, or someone in the home was narcissistic and you were exposed to that at an early age or for a long period of time. And then you were conditioned, or what's the other word I'm looking for? Groomed to accept that type of behavior and to see that distinctly as a form of love rather than as attack and abuse. And this could be at the core, and that's why it's being exposed. And perhaps it's because you're ready to move to the next level in terms of relationship and preparation for something that's going to be a lot more solid, more stable, more long lasting, something that can be seeded and then created more of, like this, the 10 of Pentacles here. And I was getting that from the seeds, or like the core of the fruit. It's like, that's what can create more. That's that womb space. Maybe you're getting ready to start a family, or you have a family and you're looking to change the dynamic from one that is, I'm hearing low energy. I'm hearing low manifestation power. That's what Spirit's talking about here. And there's something about manifesting an ending, because it's like one person, this person, whoever we're talking about here, has a one-track mind, or a one train of thought, and they'll just like bowl you over if you get in the way of that. Or they'll shapeshift real quick and then back again. And that's why it can be so confusing, because it's like, oh, I just heard bait, line, and sinker, or hook, bait, and sinker. It's like they just reel you back in again. And I just heard Ursula from The Little Mermaid in my mind go, "Watch you wriggle like a worm on a hook." It's like that. Like this person is just playing games. And I'm hearing feast on the fish. Water signs could be significant here. Pisces, Scorpio. Pisces highlighted because fish is connected to Pisces, but Scorpio, Cancer. I did mention fire and water. This could have been the dynamic. Maybe you got burned. Okay. I heard the manifestation window is closing, and then I heard making peace with what is. I'm hearing reclaiming of power. Reclaiming of power. I just heard failure to launch, and they're showing me a rocket ship that's just kind of stalled out. They're showing me somebody like in the window of the rocket kind of banging, like, can I get out now? Because it's not going anywhere. You know what that reminds me of, actually? That image reminds me of a saying. This helped get me out of a toxic relationship like over 10 years ago. A relationship with no trust is like a car with no gas. You can sit in it as long as you want, but it's not going anywhere. And I had to learn that lesson the hard way. And they're showing me something about a combustion engine. So again, it's like the drive, the fire that drives you, and that drives your motivation to manifest and how and what you manifest. They're saying the word implicit versus explicit. Somehow that could be important here. They're saying shifting the maiden. So it feels like if you're in this maiden energy, again, gender irrelevant, it's an archetype that we all have within us. If you're in the maiden energy, which is kind of like the damsel in distress, they want you to shift into the self-protector. Thank you. They said proficient warrior. The proficient warrior. They are. That's what Spirit just said. Who is? You are. Okay, you, yeah. Whoever I'm talking to, the group that I'm talking to, that's why they said they are, not you are, because it's a group of people. You are proficient warriors, and there's a process of reclaiming that is occurring right now, whether or not you're in an unhealthy relationship. So the heart of the matter here really is your loyalty to self and your discretion in regard to your independence and how you protect that. Like, how do you protect your own inner flame, your own sacred fire, your energy? And how does that show up for you externally, explicitly, in regard to manifestations? What is literally showing up in your life? And I don't mean manifestations as in like a vision board of what you want. I mean manifestations as in what is literally showing up every single day in your reality. And it's not about what you want, it's about what is already there. And there's something about acceptance of this that will show you or prove to you that they, speaking of this shapeshifter, this person, I just heard this woman. So for somebody, this is a woman that is playing this part that is masked in such a way that makes you want to give them your power willingly and or allows them to take it from you unwillingly. Ugh. Okay. So I'm hearing, what do you need to do? Well, we've kind of just touched on that. It's stepping into your own leadership, stepping into trusting yourself to be able to protect yourself, not overprotecting yourself, but appropriately responding when your intuition or the unseen or your gut instinct tells you to, despite the circumstances. Or I'm hearing something about local. I just heard the word local. Local what? Local situation. I don't know what that means, but that's what Spirit said. Local situation. And I'm going to go back in with the tarot again. Can we get some advice, please, for this group of individuals learning this karmic lesson? I just heard learning this karmic lesson. The chariot. I heard moving on. They said hearts intact. Your hearts are intact. Flipped that right out of my hand by accident. Yeah, movement seems to be key to something here. Maybe this is going non-local, moving, driving away, carrying your home on your back, like the turtle. Your home and your protection is within you. It's not necessarily about where you live or who you're with. It's within you. And then the outside circumstances will match that when the manifestations are aligned. 2 of Cups. Okay, yeah. So this is definitely a love message. It's very much intricately connected to romance. I just heard the word salutations, and we have 2 of Swords. Salutations is making me think of salute, and it's like they're carrying their weapons as if they're marching. I don't know what this is talking about. Going to war? No. 4 of Swords, putting down the weapons so that you can, I'm hearing the words instinctively connect. Transcendence, Ace of Wands, a transcendence through fire. And they're showing me a barbecue lighter. I was going to say Zippo because at first it was a Zippo, but then as soon as I went to say that, it transformed into a barbecue lighter. So yeah, again, something about shape shifting, but they're both flame emitters. They ignite. And then I just heard ignite the fright, and then the devil came out. Ooh, I just heard playing devil's advocate. Is that what I'm doing in this reading, Spirit? Like, no, not really, right? I'm not defending what this person is doing, but something about playing devil's advocate. Maybe this person triggers you intentionally, or they know how you're going to respond. So they know what buttons to push to get you to open up or to get you to shut off or shut down, because that excretes a lot of energy or something, or they know how to get you angry, or how to trigger you or something like that. Page of Pentacles. I heard movement is worth it. Movement is worth it? Three of Swords. The pitchfork in the background is really standing out to me. And then there's the Five of Swords and the Six of Swords behind it. Three of Swords. So to escape this conflict, movement may be necessary or is encouraged, or it may be worth it in the long run. It may be a short turn, a turn of face. Yeah, they keep showing me like this person, their face changes, maybe 1 minute they look like this, and then the next minute there's something different about them, but you can't quite tell what it is. You can just feel, or you can sense that they look different. I'm hearing pain triggered and escape. Okay, didn't they say something about, because I just heard manifesting a window, like manifesting a window of time. There's like a closed window behind. So manifesting a window of time to break free, or to cut these cords, or to transition out of this relationship if that's what's needed, or this energy if it's something that's just lurking around energetically but it's not physically present in the life that you're currently living. But they said something about a window before. I can't remember what the manifestation window is closing, right? Thank you, Spirit. They just said it again. Okay. So what you want to do is be fearless in the face of fear. Not in a delusional way, not in a reckless way, but in a way that allows you to reclaim this internal independence by trusting your instinct and taking motivated action in alignment with that. So it's like, I feel that this is what's going on. And even though I try to broach that subject or confront this person, I always get roped back in and re-entangled or re-gaslit or whatever. They keep reeling you back in. See the pattern and get out of it. Don't let the distortion that this person projects onto you keep you willing to let them win your energy, that it clearly belongs to you and they're taking it from you. Spirit said, we don't want to see that. Meaning that they don't want you to be robbed of your power. And they can't intervene unless you do something, because this is my infinite experience with Spirit, is that they will guide, but they cannot interfere. Only on very special circumstances can they directly interfere. Most of the time, we have to create our own circumstances. We have to manifest results for ourselves through our choices and actions, because this is a free will universe and this is a free will lifetime. Well, not just lifetime, it's a free will template that we operate within at soul level. And so they will not, and any positively oriented being, soul, spirit, God, creator beings will never ever interfere with free will, because that goes against one of the primary laws of the universe. But what they can do is give you advice, give you information, give you guidance so that you stand up and trust your own instincts and do what needs to be done. But they can't do it for you You're the one who has to live your own life. They just said you have to live your own life and make your own choices, but they don't want to see you suffer. Yeah, I'm hearing they're saying we won't intervene on your behalf, but we will provide resources through which you can extricate yourself. That's verbatim what I just heard. Resources through which you can and will be able to extricate yourself. If this is what's been going on, literally. The Hermit on the split, I just cut the deck in half and the Hermit is there. So I feel like this is, again, you being with yourself and embracing your own independence through some necessary isolation to reclaim, I'm hearing guardian host, to reclaim your own, yeah, they just keep saying reclaiming your own power. And it's at the heart of the matter. Utmost importance, I'm hearing this. Okay, they said urgent message. So this is an urgent message, and that's why it's been coming through with this element of fire, is because it's intense. And if left unchecked, it can become damaging, right? Like fire that's not tended to can burn everything down. So being cognizant of that and heeding the message, if it feels resonant and is calling to you in this way, trusting your heart, not the part of the mind that is being absorbed into this person's reality and distorted, but the true heart of your immortal soul. That will never steer you wrong. And it certainly won't put you in the path of narcissistic abusers. No, it won't. And I just got a message about if you need to become the shapeshifter to escape this shapeshifter, then you can, for certain, I'm hearing for certain, you can do that. You can achieve that. You can, they're showing me an example of witness protection. Like you can go into witness protection spiritually, so to speak, to escape their grasp. And they're showing me talons in somebody's flesh. Ooh, I'm hearing get out now before it gets worse. Before they sap all your life force energy and you're left with nothing. There's still time to rebuild. They're saying there's still time to rebuild your own energy, but you have to do it independently. Reclaim your power, reclaim your worth, reclaim your tribe, something about your true tribe and your actual core family being there to support you. Maybe this is like soul family. Maybe this is your literal family, friend family. I don't know. People who are actually there for you. They're going to, I'm hearing in reserve. They've been keeping energy resources in reserve for you for just such an occasion. I love that. Provided for in your time of need, I'm hearing. So if there are financial constraints, I did see the 5 of Pentacles in there when I was just putting the cards away. If there are financial constraints to leaving, let's say, an abusive relationship or something like that, there's going to be resources provided. I'm hearing guardianship again. And they're saying that that's the way that spirit, like they can't directly intervene like they were saying. And as I know, I've seen what they can and can't do. But what they can do is inspire other people to support you in the ways that you need. And this is not about, they're saying guardianship host again. This is not about you just switching from dependence on one person or loyalty to one person to another. This feels like you actually get the resources that you need in your time of need to be able to strike out on your own or to get back on your feet or to, I just heard get out of the stranglehold that this person or this energy or this imprint from the past has or had on you. Has. Because even if it was there before, it's still present. Energetically, it's still there. And they said, without putting out the flame. I just heard wielder of the final copy. No idea. Wielder of the final copy. Wielder makes me think of wheels, which the chariot has, and that's like keep rolling or you're able to move forward. A new cycle. Maybe this is, they're saying the karmic dance, but then it was also reminding me of like contracts, wielders. Yeah, something about the final copy. final dance. Something about backup, like you're going to be getting backup or you need backup. And if you need that, it will be there. I'm seeing a U-turn sign and they're showing me somebody backing up, like a car as well. So going back, turning around, getting out of that situation, putting in reverse and hitting, speeding in the opposite direction, like getting the hell out of Dodge, Three of Swords. I just split it. I put it all back together and then split it again. And there it is. Three of Swords again. Okay. So the key to healing your heart here is to trust yourself to walk alone. And in doing so, strengthen your own reserves. And I'm hearing resources will be provided. I think a lot of this is going to be, oh, thank you. Split the deck again, and we have the Village. What's underneath that? The Mask and the Sword. So the mask comes off. The sword is like that Ace of Swords energy, that clarity. You're able to see beyond the mask and you're able to peel it off. They're showing me like a potato peeler. Ugh. And the Village is there to support your resources. Now, actually in this deck, the Village can talk about boundaries of restriction in community that keep us from exploring beyond the limits of what is socially acceptable or agreeable. But I'm feeling more so like this is you actually tampering. Ooh, I just heard tampering with. Tampering with what? Tampering with the social masks that you wear or that you have allowed other people to wear around you and how that has damaged your will. This is such a weird message, guys. Freedom to explore. Something about a disadvantage corrected. And community roots restabilizing. So there's definitely support here from the Village in the positive context, but there's also a breaking of or out of some kind of a narrative of self-protection that was harmful or that was limiting you because you get away from the person or people. This could even be a collective of people or an energy or entities that were putting you into this fight or flight response or gaslighting you or kept reeling you back in and like feasting on your energy and limiting your power. So there's freedom at the end of all of this. And the freedom is your true power re-embraced and re-embodied. You never actually lost it, and you'll recoup anything that you did lose, quote unquote, because you reignite or rekindle that flame within you. I heard authentic love is a matchstick. What? What do you mean by that? Authentic love is a matchstick. Maybe something about matches or two matches. They burn as one. Something about not burning you out. This false mask takes a lot to uphold and to wear. Like if you've had to mask your true emotions because you had to walk on eggshells around someone, that's exhausting. That can lead to burnout. If you had to suppress your truth because there was fear of how it would be received, that could be part of this as well. But you're at the threshold right now and you're being encouraged to step over the line in a good way to get out of a situation or an internal landscape that was creating a lot of tension and resistance and lack of productivity. That's what this feels like. Okay. Anything else you want to say before we go here? Yeah, okay. I heard manifesting a way out. Something about manageable. Something will be manageable. Trickery resolved. True colors revealed. They said Satan's worshipers. It's just devil energy. That's how I'm interpreting it. I don't know. I don't think that's literal. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. But it feels like just devil energy. People who are not operating from their highest integrity and who thrive on taking from others. Yeah. Especially without consent. Not good. That's devil energy in a nutshell. We're back at the squirrel with preparation. In a nutshell. Oh, I like that I just split the deck and Chipmunk and Laurel with success are here. So victory will be ours, yours, their attempts will fail. Your wisdom will prevail. Your truth will out. And there's going to be some kind of a lucky break in escaping from this situation or getting your power back and being able to manifest a change. Okay, because you have new levels of intelligence that are available to you, or you've been processing this. If this is just shadow stuff and it's not literally playing out this way, or this is, again, stuff from the past, it's being processed in such a way now that's allowing you to make your escape. I'm hearing a mad dash, mad dash for the finish line, so to speak, of getting out of this race or this karmic self-determination. I just heard karmic self-determination, meaning it was almost like implanted in you so that you would continue to create that. You'd continue to call that in or continue to allow that in without realizing that's what was occurring. And then instead you're now seeing it. You've gained the intelligence, which has been learned through the experience, and that turns and transmutes into wisdom so that you can actually do things differently in the future. And that's what this flame represents, is new and different action, which is what clears karma. Okay? I'm hearing learned lesson, lesson learned. And I split again, 10 of cups, okay? 10 of cups. In the empowered expression of it, because before it was a little, but this time this feels like true happiness, true actual heartfelt love, appreciation, community, and connection that are available to you because you have reclaimed yourself, your power, and healed those wounds that were open and allowing this type of manipulation to occur in the first place. I think that's it. I hope this reading was helpful. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next reading. Bye.